Hello again. Welcome to PRTC TV Channel 9. We're keeping you up to date on things going on here in Jackson County that you need to know about. My name is Brian Murray. To my left here is Bob Gabbard. He is the owner of the Town and Country Motel and also a member of the McKee City Council. Now, we are here at right across from Bond Memorial Park here in McKee, riding downtown. And Bob, we are here because we are making people aware of a great project that you have spearheaded. Tell us about it.
Okay, this is the Jackson County Veterans Memorial, and its inception was about 2 years ago. We received money through a cold severance grant, which has nothing to do with taxes from local people. It came to us through a grant, and we have about $180,000 to expend here. And you can see around you what we've done so far. We still have money to spend, and I believe we'll be pretty much on target with our budget with that amount of money. This park is, or the Veterans Park, is an idea that has been bounced around quite a lot in Jackson County, and nothing has ever gotten done with it. So I volunteered to take it on, as did a lot of other people, and do a design that would give us something that we could be proud of, not only in our county, but from adjacent counties around us. I think will be very envious of this when we get done with it.
World War I, World War II, Korean conflict, Vietnam, all the way up to Afghanistan, the battles in the Middle East, Desert Storm. Every one of us has been touched in some form or fashion by a family member or a friend that has gone overseas to fight for our freedoms. And I think we all would agree that we want to honor those that have went over and fought for our freedom, and many have given their lives. And that's what we're doing here with the Veterans Memorial Park. It's going to be a beautiful thing when it's finished. Now, do we have any idea how many veterans there could possibly be in Jackson County?
We're assuming there's about 3,000. Right now we have between 500 and 700, and that becomes the problem that we have right now. We're trying to get as many names as soon as we can to fill these panels. The design has lent itself to about 140 names per panel, and we have 20 panels. So that gives us approximately 3,000 spaces for the names that goes on them. And we've tried through various forms of media to get this word out, and this is helping quite a bit. I'm sure it will help even more. It'll take some time to get the full 3,000 number, but eventually that's the number that we're looking for, about 3,000 in Jackson County.
Now, Bob has taken on this project. As he mentioned, there's $180,000 that was available that was kind of tax money, and you can even look at it as kind of a grant. It's tax dollars that we're using here in Jackson County. Explain to the people where this $180,000 in coal severance money comes from, and the term severance, and exactly how this money was made available to us.
Okay, the state of Kentucky collects money on all of the mining projects that goes on in the state of Kentucky. Jackson County had some mining going on, coal mining, and that would include rock mining, that would include any kind of underground mineral. And that money goes in the way of taxes to the state, and they disperse it back to the county through road funds and different places or different projects such as this, if there is an additional amount left. We do not have that much coal in Jackson County. It was pocket coal to begin with, and we've expended a lot of that. So the coal severance money is a tax that was already paid through that mineral process to the state, and they reimburse it back to us to better our community. And it's called a coal severance. Really, it'd probably be a mineral severance would be a better name for it.
Now, this project, and our camera operator, Eric Wiggs, is going to get some shots of what's going on. And you're only going to be seeing the beginning of what's going on here, because the vision, and maybe we can do a walkthrough here in a few minutes and kind of get an idea of what's coming. But this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful memorial for the veterans of Jackson County. Going to have a nice inner room you can walk in. There's even plans for a walking trail. We'll get to that here in just a moment. But when you see what's being done here, and we encourage you to stop by and look at it, look what's being done to honor our veterans here from Jackson County. But $180,000 is a lot of money, but when you see what's going to be done, it simply can't be done for $180,000.
That is correct. So if we have a philanthropist that wants to donate money, that would be great.
Well, and that may not be very realistic, but at the same time, we have done something through the Jackson County Developmental Association to allow people to make donations over and above what we've already received from the government. Tell us more about that.
Okay, we've opened that account. I think the Jackson County Development Association put in about $1,000 to start with, and we have some other people that are willing to donate to that. So you can donate to that specifically for this park only, if that's what you want to do, or for a general fund. But for the Memorial Park, you need to earmark it exactly for that, and that's exactly what it would be used for, that and that alone.
Now, we've got people watching, and they may want to get involved financially, but they also may want to get involved and do some work. Is that a possibility?
It is distinctly a possibility. We always need volunteer labor. The biggest thing I think that we're going to need in the ongoing of this park is probably the funds to finish it out with. We have a design here that I come up with that is what I call a flexible financial design, and it will give us the beginning by November 11th this year. We'll have a grand opening, we hope, for the veterans, and that will give us the indication of what we'll have on the rest of the project. We'll not have enough funds to finish the entire thing at that time, but so we need some good volunteer labor, just someone that can pick up rocks or help finish concrete, anything along that line, or your checkbook would be wonderful.
Outstanding. And so if you got the ability to do some work, whether it would be skilled labor or unskilled labor, or just want to come out and help, stop by and check out and see what they've got going on. We're going to give you some numbers that are available whether you want to help out. Now, if they wanted to help out, that would be probably contact Judy Schmidt.
Judy Schmidt or Rodney Chrisman. In a real pinch, you can contact me, but I'll refer you back to either one of those. I'm a volunteer, and they are the secretary and the chairman. Rodney is the chairman, and I just simply volunteer here to help out.
We are once again here with Bob Gabbard at the future Jackson County Veterans Memorial Park down here across from Bond Memorial Park. Born and raised here, left for about 10 years while I was in radio and came back. And I remember this area here, and it's been used for nothing for as long as I can remember. There's been nothing here, and we talked about it could have been a spot for some illegal activity or some undesirable things that could have gone on. And we're trying to take this area and make it into something. Tell us about this area and who it belonged to and how this all came about.
Well, this particular piece of land is about just over an acre, and a lot of it is not usable, Brian. As you can see on the hillside there, it's very steep and not usable. And what you just described was what it was before. We had a lot of garage sales, a lot of debris piled up here, overflow for the baseball field, garbage cans that were overrun. It was just an eyesore to begin with. So it belonged to the NU Bond Trust, and the NU Bond Trust is managed by the Kiwanis Club. And when I approached the Kiwanis Club with this idea, they thought it was a great idea and a great use for it. In fact, that's all it can be used for, so that's what we did. We set out getting the paperwork done. We got it accomplished, and it will be still part of the NU Bond, but it's designated, this particular part of it is designated for the Veterans Memorial Park.
Now, we've talked about how this came about. You're going to see kind of the developmental process and get an idea of what it's going to look like when we get finished. This $180,000 in coal severance money that would have just sat there or went to something else is being used for this. So your tax dollars at work here in Jackson County. We've talked to you about how you can donate, and we're going to give you some information on screen about how you can get involved either financially, how you can get involved and work. But the next question that people would want to know is okay, my dad was in Vietnam. What do I need to get him included in this memorial for Jackson County?
Okay, there's a form. It's called a DD-214. It's separation papers from the military, and that happened sometime during World War II. Prior to that, there was separation papers, but it was a different form. So any military record that you have, which would include your separation papers or the discharge itself, would be adequate for what we need. And if you don't have that, you'd want to contact, as a family member, the Veterans Administration, and I understand they'll give it to you for free.
So it's a DD 214. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So that would be basically your discharge papers, and that would cover anybody from World War II up until current military service, and then before that, they're going to have some type of separation papers. Here's the cool thing. If you have access to the internet, all you have to do is go to prtcnet.org/vets, and there's going to be a link on there to where you can go straight to the government website and enter information to get your DDR 214. And then once they get that, then they can get that to Judy Schmidt, and they'll be included in the memorial.
That's correct. Now, I will be happy to receive those papers, and I'll deliver them to Judy, but the best way would be to get them to Judy herself.
Fantastic. Now we have moved from the entryway of the Jackson County Memorial Park future site into the inner area here. Now, Bob, look around us and share with us your vision of what it's going to be. Right now we're just standing on some gravel, but tell us how this is going to look come November.
Okay, right where we're standing should be about the center of the Pentagon. The Pentagon was chosen as a geometric pattern because it's synonymous with military. And it's a five-sided figure that's about 26 feet this way, 26 feet. Each leg will be 26 feet, contains about 1,200 square feet within it. And that's where our tablets will start, here and here. There will be an opening, and then two more tablets there, then a corner, and then two more tablets and an opening. So that process repeats itself as you go around the Pentagon. To the front of us here will be the flag plaza. There's 3 holes in the ground there. That will be where the flags will be, so we can do military honors or whatever program. If the RTC wants to come down, they can use this for that. And anything that goes on here, then the flags will always be flying right there. They will be lighted. There will be uplights for them. But the monument then will be far enough away where you can have a seating area if you choose to do so. And we have enough space behind us, if this gets filled up, to have another one just like it to the south of us here, or the west of us.
So this project will be expandable to where we won't actually hit an end to it. We will just turn a corner and keep going.
That's correct. Again, the panels are 25 panels will comprise this particular one here, and if we need more, we'll have a second one behind us. So each one of those panels will not be brought on site until we have enough names to put on them.
Now, you mentioned that we have accumulated 500 to 700 names so far, but from what we believe, we have only scratched the surface.
We anticipate about 3,000 people or more in the future.
Now, looking up to my right and up this hill here, has there been any provisions made? Because you got to think about this stuff, think this stuff through. And when I see this hillside and I see this creek over here, I'm thinking this area is going to get a lot of water.
Actually, we're above the floodplain here, and that's a good question, but I've been working on a flood mitigation program that has already happened here, so our flood level or likelihood is less than 1% in a year right now. So we're out of the 100-year floodplain. This particular site has never been in it.
And I think you had actually also mentioned to me that there's already been provisions for drainage at the base of this hill.
That is correct. The base of the hill from one end to the other has a 5-foot ditch that is filled full of number 5 gravel, I believe is what they call it, number 5 crushed gravel, with a drain pipe in the bottom of it to intercept the water as it comes out. It's called a curtain drain, and it continually flows downhill beyond our park down here. That intercepts the water and keeps it out of here.
We're with Bob Gabbard at the future site of the Jackson County Veterans Memorial Park right here in downtown McKee. Now, we mentioned that we need your names. If you have people, and again, I want to make sure I say this right. I think I called it a DDR 214. I'm thinking about an audio term, but it's actually a DD 214, DD 214. That's your discharge papers. All you got to do is contact Judy Schmidt, and we're going to give you her number on screen. If you don't have your DD 214 and you want to get it, you can contact the Veterans Administration, or you can go to prtcnet.org on the web /vets. That's www.prtcnet.org /vets, and they will have a web link for you to be able to get your DD 214. Now, so this benefits vets. We love it. $180,000 in coal severance money is being used, your tax dollars that have already been spent a long time ago at work to make this thing happen. But $180,000 will not finish this project. So if you want to donate money to it, you can contact Rodney Chrisman and go through the Jackson County Developmental Association and earmark your donation for the park. So that's all been established. Now, you're thinking, okay, I don't have family that's veterans. What else you got for me? Talk to us about right back here in the back. Eric's going to get a shot where some clearing has begun for something that I think is just a fantastic idea.
Well, that was one of the reasons I chose this site. A long time ago, I decided that part of the trail through there would be really a good thing for people coming from downtown all the way up to the park here. So it fit hand in glove. When I looked at this site, I thought this will tie in with that. Now, that will not be part of the veterans. It'll be a separate grant we can get for a Trail Town grant or something along that line. And in a couple of years, we'll have that tied in with it. That will be a pedestrian path that will have the access from about PRTC's building right now all the way up here. It'll keep people off of 421 and give them a nice place to walk. We have a lot of elderly people that live in McKee that love to walk. They have nowhere to do that. So this will give them another chance to find a trail to walk on and enjoy the scenery as we go along. And when we're done with it, it'll be graveled, paved, and benches along the way. Hopefully we can find some structures in the city already that we might be able to recycle, such as the old school building. That was my hope, and I still think we can get that accomplished.
Yeah, because you mentioned there's a lot of usable, is it stone at that school that we could use, and it's not being utilized now. It could be used for this walking trail.
It could be, and that's exactly what I wanted to do with it. The other part of that is, of course, it's a major liability, the way it stands right now, the old school building. And we really need to do something with it. So I think that would be the best use, to recycle it in the community and make something that's usable. It will live here forever then. And the stone is exquisite. It's just marvelous how well preserved it is, and no cracks or anything in it. So we could use that all through our park systems wherever they be, particularly in the city of McKee and the county.
So get involved. One of the easiest things to do is just say, well, somebody else will do it, or the mentality of, we don't want change. Change is good. And this is good change. This is some great things happening right here in downtown McKee. We're going to have a walking trail behind us, and we were back there a moment ago. We're here in the middle of June, and it's about 90 degrees outside, and that's cool through there and peaceful. You've got water running down the side to your right-hand side. You're going to have a walking trail here you can use, keep people off of 421 and getting hit by cars and everything else dangerous, causing accidents. So get involved. Contact Rodney Chrisman with the Jackson County Developmental Association and make a donation so that we can continue this project over and above the $180,000. Contact Judy Schmidt if you want to get involved as far as volunteer labor to help clean this area up. You can look back one day and say, I was a part of something great. And also contact Judy Schmidt and get your veterans' names in there. We don't even care if they go back to maybe the Civil War to be involved in this thing.
Or the Revolutionary War. Anything that was a conflict from the beginning of the United States forward.
Could be the War of 1812, I guess, too, right?
Yeah. Could be, yeah.
So get your DD214s into Judy Schmidt, and if you can't get them, go to prtcnet.org /vets, and you'll get a direct link to the Veterans Administration to get your DD214. And let's get the names on those walls and get your family included. So you can contact Judy to volunteer labor to get your DD214 in. You can contact Rodney Chrisman to make a donation. We're going to have the names on the screens and their contact information. Come down here and check this out and see what it's all about, and see what's going to be a great concept, and I believe something we've needed for a very long time.
So do I, and I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Our thanks to Bob Gabber for spearheading this project and volunteering his time. He's getting ready to hop back on a backhoe over here and start clearing some stuff. If you see the man, stop and thank him for all he's done for the city of McKee and also for the veterans. And we appreciate you joining us here once again on PRTC TV Channel 9.